This is one-on-one session with the Forum IAS founder and director Ayush Sinha. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have a seat. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite well, sir. Thank you.
When is the date of your interview?
Sir, it's on 25th of May.
25th of May. So, can we begin with a couple of questions?
Definitely.
Can you begin by introducing yourself to me?
Sir, I'm an electrical engineer from IIT Kanpur.
Your name?
My name is Mayank Pathak. I'm an electrical engineer from IIT Kanpur. I have been preparing for civil services for the past 4 years. This is my first interview. And my hobbies are I like to write Hindi poetry. I like to listen to podcasts, and to keep my physical and mental sanity, I like to engage in calisthenics.
Calisthenics. What is calisthenics about?
Sir, calisthenics is a term for bodyweight exercises. It's a form of exercise that has been known to be practiced all over the world since ancient times, and it uses simple body movements to build muscles and to develop agility.
So, is it of Indian origin or is it of Western origin?
Sir, it's of Greek origin, but armies, especially US Army and every army, even in India, we have tests like pull-ups and certain push-up tests, which are basically calisthenics.
Did you choose geography as your option?
Yes, sir.
So, you have electrical engineering. Why did you choose geography?
Sir, I always had a keen interest in geography. Also, I thought that geography would give me a wider knowledge base with regards to my overall preparation for civil services examination. So it was a conscious decision on my part to depart from electrical engineering and move towards geography.
Earlier, we used to have disturbances and some sort of cyclones in eastern India. Now we are also seeing disturbances in western India, even in Bombay. Conventionally, these things did not used to happen.
Yes,
Don't give me a blanket term like climate change.
definitely.
From your geography knowledge, tell me what is happening.
I would say, sir, the dipole that forms usually has been strengthened in the present, in the present, and we are also seeing monsoon winds which arrive up to the African, Eastern Africa, which
No,
did
Mayank,
not used
I'm
to be the
afraid
case.
I'm not from a geography background.
Yes.
I'm a simple BA MA. So, in simple terms, can you explain me what is happening on the western coast? Why we are having cyclones and
It basically has to do with changing pressure belts, and because of the pressure belts changing, depressions are being formed at different areas from where they used to form, which has ultimately be linked to climate change.
Mayank? So, I am not satisfied with this answer. We are seeing extreme weather events. One of them is heat waves, and every year that is passing by, we see that they are getting hotter. है ना? Do you, what is your opinion? So we have plans what to do when there is a flood. We have a plan when what to do when there is an earthquake. We do not have any plan when there is a heat wave, which is likely to get more and more intense with time. If we are to come up with certain guidelines, framing certain guidelines for managing heat waves, what would be its essential components?
Sir, on a local level, if you would say, or on a global level?
No, on a local level.
On a local level, sir, because especially in the urban areas with increasing concretization, urban heat islands are being formed, and so they are, with every passing year, they are adding to the intensity of heat waves. I would say, especially coming up with green cover, coming up with urban forestry, which could act as certain as areas of relief, would be one
Tell me
idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One would be urban forestry. Second would be mitigation measures. Guidelines should be issued that according to the weather forecast, on how severe the heat wave is going to be, and people should be asked to take measures accordingly. Others would be for people who don't have a shelter as such. We could uh, ensure adequate drinking water at hygienic drinking water at regular spaces in the city. And the last measure would be, I would say, is to
All right, that's okay. What are urban heat islands?
urban heat islands are concrete has a tendency to trap heat, and it also affects the flow of air. So there
Tell
is
me
not
what are the reasons for its formation?
during the daytime concrete traps heat and it doesn't lose the heat as efficiently as maybe earth would. Also because high rise buildings block airflows, the circulation of wind is not perfect enough to dissipate that heat.
Any other reason?
I would say not the absence of tree cover would be one reason.
Any other?
Another reason would be the growing air conditioning in buildings. So the exhaust has to go somewhere. So it often heats up the outside.
So why you are not telling me at one go? One fine morning you wake up and you see yourself on an ice floor. There is absolutely nothing around you but only white color and ice. It occurs to you that you are at the poles. You have no compass or magnet. How will you identify whether you are at the North Pole or the South Pole?
Sir, one identification point could be the direction of pole star. Also, there
So
are
you will wait till night. Okay, one observation is that you will wait till
or
night.
if there are we can say animals around there, so north pole and south pole has distinct set of
Can you tell the species?
yes sir, as it is very well known that penguins reside in the south pole and polar bears at the north pole also.
But I have seen in Discovery penguins and polar bears both together in the same frame.
Yes sir, I don't know if it was a real image or a hoax image. I'm
No,
not
it's
sure.
a complete video.
I haven't seen it sir.
So you're saying that penguins are in the South Pole and polar bears are in the North Pole.
Traditionally that has been the case.
Penguins are there in the South Pole, but polar bears, okay. What else is the difference?
South Pole is completely devoid of vegetation. North Pole has some, maybe in it on its outer boundaries, some sort of mosses and primitive plants, I would say. Also, maybe the winds, I don't know. The circulation is stronger in the south, near the south.
Which of them is called a continent?
The continent Antarctica,
What is the reason? Why North Pole is not called a continent?
because it's a completely separate landmass, Antarctica, and North Pole. It often North Pole is more water than ice, I would say.
No, that is not the reason.
Maybe due to its linkage with other continents, it has not been
Are you,
specified.
have you heard of the term continental shelf?
Yes, sir.
Can you make up something from it? Is any of it just a landmass of floating ice?
I'm sorry, sir.
Are any of them a landmass of just floating
Yes,
ice?
sir. North Pole is a landmass of floating ice.
Mayank, so you have to travel from Varanasi to Vancouver. I'll give you a car and you can take a ship as well to transport your car. Can you tell me the countries that you will traverse through?
Sir, maybe I could go to the Calcutta port from Varanasi. There is this Grand Trunk Road. And
No,
take
you
a
have to drive as much as you can.
I have to drive as much as I can.
Which countries will you cross?
I would say
Imagining there are no hostile countries and everybody lets you in.
China, Russia. I could take a road through, and then I could I could cross the Bering Strait, go to Alaska, take a drive there from USA to Canada.
What are the challenges before Uttar Pradesh as a state today?
So the first and foremost challenge is I think Uttar Pradesh is desperately trying to attract as much industries as possible, and industry, a lot of concessions have been provided for that, because especially with Noida emerging as an IT hub, Uttar Pradesh feels that it could do much better in the manufacturing sector, especially with the huge population market that it has. So it is trying to develop a manufacturing base, and that is currently its biggest challenge.
Any other challenges?
I would say, in terms of the society, Uttar Pradesh has been seeing instances of polarization, which have been noted in the past. But there has been.
Mayank, UP government recently floated a tender
Yes, sir.
for consultancy that would help accelerate its economy. If you were hired as one of the consultants, what suggestions would you give? Give me 5 suggestions how UP's economy can be taken care of or taken to the next level.
I would say, sir, first would be to develop a manufacturing base and strive towards, because UP has a agricultural economy, to make agro processing industries a part of common part. Another would be to develop tourist circuits, because UP has. I live in Varanasi, and Sarnath. Varanasi and Sarnath together could be developed as a Buddhist Hindutva tourism circuit. I think another would be to develop a better network of roads, as Nitin Gadkari said, that roads economy does not lead to better roads lead to economy. So infrastructure has to be there. Along with it, to use Ganga, especially.
Mayank, why do you want to join civil services?
I think I'm passionate enough, and I have had talents in various fields. I have had the penchant towards developing aptitude in diverse fields, and I think UPSC, as the civil services in general, helps me explore myself in a better way. Adding to it, I have had some personal tough times in my personal life, and I feel that somebody who helps you in your when you are feeling absolutely helpless, that's a different feeling altogether. And because I have had help, I would want to give it to as many people as possible, and civil services provides me with that opportunity.
All right, Mayank, your interview is over.
Thank you, sir.